Inside the Magic, covering Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Universal Studios, and more. We know fun.
Inside the Magic, and I'm here.
This video is sponsored by our friends at WDW Magazine. Hello, this is Sean Spozzato, videographer and reporter at Inside the Magic, coming to you from Walt Disney World, currently at Epcot. Starting off this week's roundup, today is Monday, July 9th, and I am here to give you a look at what's going on around Walt Disney World. Today I will be starting at, of course, as you probably guessed, Epcot, just to show you just a few things going on here, and then I do plan to make my way over to Magic Kingdom, where I do have just a few stops of things that's going on over there. And then I'm going to take you to another place today. I want to take you guys over to Disney Springs just for one just quick little update I wanted to squeeze into this week of something that I thought was actually pretty cool. But yes, so please sit back, relax, and enjoy as I take you all around Walt Disney World. All right, now time for my first stop, which you can probably already tell, because I keep stopping here. I am in Future World. I'm panning around to the attraction that is the topic of this discussion, which is the coming Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster to Epcot. As you can tell, not much has really happened since the last time I was over here. This, really stunning graphic wall is still up. Not really, too many things has happened since the last time I've come here. But the reason I did come here, though, there is a reason, I promise. Specifically, it is because of the fact that now more of the facade has kind of been taken down from the old Universe of Energy attraction. And I'm going to kind of pan around as best as I can to really show you this. But some of the, in my opinion, I consider these iconic only because whenever I used to think of the Universe of Energy, I'd always think about these mirrored tiles. And if you look in this footage, the mirrored tiles are being removed. And I guess it's kind of just a mark that, things are happening, things are taking place. They are definitely starting that transformation, at least on the front of the facade. Now, granted, we have no idea what's happening inside. I could not tell you what's going on inside of this building. Obviously, I don't have that kind of access or knowledge. I know just from what I had spoke about last time, a massive pouring of concrete right behind this area. That's really all that has kind of been made public of what's been going on. And of course, that massive structure back there behind it as well. That beside that's really kind of been it. And later in this video, I will put some footage of that as well, so you guys can kind of see where that structure is in its progression as well. But yeah, that's really it. I had to, though, make a point to talk about those mirror tiles because it's just another thing in addition to that large structure that is really coming along pretty quickly. I know this isn't due for a few years, this attraction, to be finished, but yeah, it's one thing I just wanted to point out that is definitely going on in Epcot. All right, now time for my next stop, which is also probably another familiar stop for those who do follow along with the Inside the Walt Disney World series. So, of course, obviously this is Future World. I'm right next to the Universe of Energy. The coming Guardians of the Galaxy. And I am at the Festival Center here in Epcot in Future World. For those of you who don't know or have not followed along, this center... This used to be an area for attractions, and then over time it was closed, and then it was used as the festival center for the Epcot Food and Wine and the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival, and now it's kind of just this. I guess that's what it is. It's the festival center for those festivals, and I guess I want to say now probably least 6 or 7 months ago, this festival center was closed, and there had been people didn't know if they were closing it to destroy it or to maybe even just remodel or refinish it, which is, of course, probably what is happening, as it is still very much intact, this building. And I think the last time I was here, they were actually in the process of painting the actual exterior dome, which you can tell is now finished. And it looks nice. It looks a lot newer than it has in the past. I'm curious to see if they're going to put up a new sign, because I know there was a big sign here. So I would assume that's probably coming, especially because if you look, the old one is gone. But yeah, I think I had said this in the last video as well. If you look on the official Walt Disney World website, they do show the festival center being a part of the coming Epcot Food and Wine Festival. So for that reason, I have every reason to believe this is going to continue to remain as the festival center. I just think it was kind of going through that process of getting refinished and updated. And today, specifically, kind of why I wanted to show it is because, I mean, it looks pretty good. It's definitely done, at least the exterior of it. Of course, obviously, you can tell this area is still roped off. But I think in the coming future, and I'm curious to see this coming September, or I think now it's late August, but when the Epcot Food and Wine Festival starts, I'm curious to see, what they actually did inside, if it's a really big, dramatic overhaul, or if it was just they painted the exterior and maybe, painted a few walls inside. But yeah, just another stop on my look around Walt Disney World today. For my next stop, you can tell I'm in the World Showcase at Morocco. And the reason I'm here is specifically for a coming attraction that I actually haven't talked about yet for this park. But it is the coming Ratatouille-inspired attraction that will be in the France Pavilion here in the World Showcase. And I kind of want to just give you, obviously you can't see much from this perspective, but kind of over these trees, you can start to see a structure which I would assume would be kind of the basis of this new building that is coming for this ride. Now, not much information has kind of come out about this attraction. The only thing I personally know about it was what came out of the D23 Expo, which was that it was going to be similar to Ratatouille the Adventure, which is actually an attraction from Walt Disney Studios Park in Paris. And that premiered back in 2014. But essentially the story is that guests are able to shrink to this Remy size and then scurry to safety in this chase across a kitchen with the sights and sounds and smells of this I guess a Parisian restaurant. So that's all that they really have about it right now. I'm actually going to include another view from the other side of the World Showcase so you can get an even bigger view of what it actually looks like, which you are seeing now. And so there's not, obviously you can tell this is kind of in the same stages that the Guardians of the Galaxy attraction is in. It's definitely far off from being completed by any means. But I just wanted to give you guys a quick look at it. I know both it was announced that both of them will be opening ideally by 2021 as part of Walt Disney's 50th anniversary of the resort. So, the Walt Disney World Resort 50th anniversary. But yeah, so just a quick look. I know it's supposed to be a 4D attraction, so sights, smells, 3D, everything. So I'm curious to, see what, or if any information comes out of it. I know there's been less information about this attraction than there has been, I feel for the Guardians of the Galaxy. So this is almost the forgotten attraction in the back of the park. I don't know if it is because of the fact that it is in the back of the park. So maybe in the next coming month, there'll be more information. But as of right now, that unfortunately is all I have to share with you. So this is a view from the top of the Epcot Monorail. I wanted to show it super quick before I move on. This is, of course, Guardians of the Galaxy. Just a look at its progression and where it is. A bunch of cranes are overlooking it. I think if you look at past episodes, you can tell that there's definitely been some growth and improvement with this structure. So they're on their way. it's wild to see how quick this is coming along, this part of it. But so it'll be exciting, I guess, the next time I'm here to see its continued progression and where it ends up in the next few months. As you can tell, I am no longer in Epcot, and I am now in Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom. And I'm actually in Fantasyland to give you guys a view of Prince Charming Regal Carousel. This is like such an iconic attraction here. I think for honestly any Disney park, these are like staple attractions. They're just so iconic, and I know Disneyland was like, this is such a famous ride, and so it's funny talking about it finally. I don't think I've ever talked about this attraction here, so it's funny to talk about it for the first time. Well, anyway, so essentially the reason I'm talking about it, if it's not super apparent, is that they are definitely giving this ride a refurbishment, especially obviously to its facade and its exterior. And they've actually been working on this for a while now. I want to say it's been months that these plastic coverings have been, I guess, covering the exterior of this attraction. So I'm curious to, like, it's funny, and I always see it every time I come by, and it's just wild. I don't know what they're doing. There's not really been a lot of talk of what is going on. I just know that there is obviously a refurbishment happening. And it's funny, so since I was there Monday, and I'm recording this now a few days later, but this voiceover, and as of right now, just for everyone, so they know, they're not going to expect this, but this attraction is actually closed for refurbishment. Officially, it is closed. I know in this video it is not closed, but I promise as of today, when this video goes live, it is closed. So I don't know, it is closed for refurbishment, of course, but yeah, there's been no announcements by Disney of when it will be reopened, but it is definitely closed. And so yeah, I'm curious to see what is going to happen there. Again, like I said, there's been no talk of what they plan to do to the exterior of this attraction. I know, I feel like it's been the same for a long time, so in all honesty, it probably was due for a quick update, and so I'm curious to see what will come of it. Now granted, wouldn't say this has been quick, only because, again, like I said, this plastic facade has been up for some time now, so I will definitely be checking back here to show you guys again what is happening, because I myself am very curious to see what the new look of this attraction will be. For my next stop, if you can't tell, I am now in Tomorrowland at Magic Kingdom still, of course. And I have to say, I'm so excited to talk about this next attraction because it is actually my favorite attraction in all of Walt Disney World, Space Mountain. This is such an amazing ride to me. This has always been one of my favorite rides, and I don't know if it's because of how fast it goes, or because of the fact that you're traveling on this coaster going so fast in like pitch black darkness. I don't know what it is. It's so much fun to me. I actually, specifically for this ride, I always ask to sit in the front because I have to, because that is this ride to me. It makes it so much funner, and I think it amps up the excitement, and it kind of just makes the experience so much better to me. And for those of you who have never been on this attraction, whenever you get to experience it, make sure you ask for the front, because I promise it is worth it. It might be a little scary, because it's scary. I don't know what it is. I still scream on this ride to this day, but it is definitely worth it, and please do it. But anyway, to the news involving this attraction. So this actually started a little under a month ago, but the exit to this attraction has been walled off, and they've in place put this temporary pathway that takes you completely out the back of the attraction and almost to going toward the non-smoking area behind the attraction, almost like going backstage, I guess. And yeah, I guess I just want to talk about it because it is something that is happening. Really hasn't been any information by Disney of what is actually happening. I'm assuming it's probably just a simple revamp or refurbishment of the exit to the attraction. Before you'd come off and you'd kind of get into, so you'd get off the attraction and then you'd go up this like escalator ramp up into this landing, which would then take you into the gift shop, and now they're reworking it, and there's this temporary bridge, and as I'm walking, you can actually see all these people kind of walking out who I guess have probably just experienced the attraction themselves. So yeah, I don't know what is kind of going on. I'm sure this is only temporary, and I will definitely continue to keep you guys updated as more happens with this, because I myself am curious to see what is going to happen with this new exit. So yeah, so here's just a look at what's going on. And it's funny because this actually, if you were to go down that non-smoking path that you kind of come out at, it actually takes you to where the Tron construction is going on. So I don't know, it's just a funny little connection there. But yeah, I guess just wanted to give you guys a quick look at my favorite attraction and what has been going on in this area. For my next stop, you can probably tell that I am now I'm still in Tomorrowland, and I've actually made my way over to what is now been a part of the Incredible Summer celebration here at Magic Kingdom, the special Super Party Time stage show. And for those of you who don't know, this is this new limited time show that's been running here at Magic Kingdom, and it's been, I think, from May 25th all the way until September 3rd. So it is still here if you guys do want to see it. But yeah, it's this new show that brings all of the Incredibles to Magic Kingdom in this awesome celebration with music, dancing, fun interactions, and with all of your favorite characters, including Mr. and Mrs. Incredible, Frozone, and for the first time ever, Edna Mode, which is so exciting because who doesn't love Edna Mode? For those who, I don't know if you've seen the second film, she is also still a part of the franchise, and it's so exciting to see her for the first time in a Walt Disney World park, and you, for the first time, get to see that in this show. So if you haven't already checked this show out, please do, because I promise it is so worth it. And not only does it include all those incredible characters, but it also includes even new characters that they've kind of brought on especially for this show that you get to see, who have their own special talents that are so awesome. And it's just a fun, I guess, break from the parks. I will say you do have to stand in this area. I do apologize for that, because obviously in the summer it does get a little warm and there isn't a lot of covering in this area, but it is definitely still a fun show to see regardless. And this show, it does take place throughout the day. It doesn't start, I believe, until 2 or 3 o'clock, and then it runs all the way till 7. So it's kind of just this non-stop party in this area, which is, who doesn't love a party that never wants to end? but yeah, just a fun thing I want to talk about. And then also, if you do happen to make your way over to this show, don't be afraid to stop by and look at all these awesome backdrops that are found throughout this whole area. And they're actually themed from different villains in the films, which is so cool. In fact, really, this whole area has kind of been decorated for what is called the Incredible Tomorrowland Expo, which of course brings all these Disney Pixar's Incredibles characters to Tomorrowland. So yeah, just definitely check this all out before it leaves. We still have some time. It's only July, so there's a few months left till September. But definitely check it out, because I've gotten to check this out personally myself, and it's just a fun addition to this area, and also just this really cool summer celebration that really highlights the change of the season, and it's full of a bunch of interactive dances. In fact, one thing that is so cute over in this area that I think is so cute and so just adorable is the Jack Jack's Incredible Diaper Dash. And if you want to see video of this, we have it on our channel. But it's essentially where a bunch of babies are lined up to then race across this mat, right actually in this area, right where the crowd is here currently. And it is so cute, and it happens every single day, and it is just hilarious and sweet. And in addition to everything else that is happening, it's just this fun, cute thing that is also going on. But yeah, so definitely come over and check out this Incredible Tomorrowland Expo. For my last stop of the day, you can obviously tell I'm no longer in Magic Kingdom, but I've made my way over to Disney Springs to give you guys a look at the newly renovated side of the World of Disney. Now, for those of you who don't know, World of Disney is this really big store at Disney Springs. They actually have one at the Disneyland Resort in their downtown Disney there. And you can just get really awesome merchandise that can be found in the parks. And they've got, sweets, treats, and clothes and it's Disney World shopping all together in one spot. It's this really great place to go, and now it has been renovated, and the first phase of this renovation has been completed. And to kind of give you guys a backstory, so back in February, the World of Disney stores here in Disney Springs and then at Disneyland Resort on the West Coast had both closed to kind of create what Disney calls a dynamic and distinctly Disney retail environment, which is essentially the whole theme of this rework that they've been doing. And they closed this location additionally, just like they closed Disneyland resorts in phases, with one half being closed while the other was open. And of course, renovations were done in that closed half. And so that first closed half is now open, which is kind of what you're looking at today. And they've redone the facade on this entrance, which you can see from this video. And on the other side, they added a new Stitch, which is so cute. You're about to see that now. And he like spits water, and it's just this like fun new change for this store. The main reason for this update was more so the fact that they wanted to allow guests to have this more free-flowing shopping environment and not be so cramped in what was really the design before. It was just very not so free-flowing. All the stands for all the merchandise were very closely packed together, and for those who've ever been in this store, especially during the holidays, it gets incredibly packed with a massive amount of people. And so this new look really does, I think, maybe help maneuver more people in and out of the store probably more efficiently. And I do think they did a good job with it. And this is kind of just a look at the newly opened side. The other half of the store is technically still under construction, but yeah, and that should, they're saying, be open by fall. So, but yeah, here's just a look of the new World of Disney store that has been not necessarily new, but just newly renovated World of Disney store. And if you want to see even more inside the store, we do have a bunch of pictures of the newly renovated store on our website at insidethemagic.net, so be sure to check that out as well. Thank you so much for joining me on this week's Inside Walt Disney World Roundup. I had such a pleasure shooting it, and please below, if you could, comment any ideas or thoughts you had of this week's episode. Are you guys excited for the new Ratatouille attraction coming to Epcot? Do you know something I don't know? Because I'm trying to figure out what is really happening with this attraction. There's not been a lot said about it, so I'm so curious to see what is going to be coming in the near future. I know it's funny because Walt Disney World, the official Twitter, just tweeted they're excited to see some more information coming for the Guardians attraction just recently. I think that was actually last night, and that's really been it. So I'm curious to know what's going to be happening with both of these attractions and everything else. And so please comment below any thoughts or ideas that you have. And for Inside the Magic, I'm Sean Spazzato. See you guys next time.